Fellas, AC here, welcome to another video. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me this question, I'm trying to buy a fragrance for myself or my husband or my boyfriend or my father, whoever, for Christmas. Which one would you recommend? So I thought I'll do a video, and I think it's going to help a lot of people, right? Now, the criteria I've used is, since it's going to be a Christmas present and everybody remembers their Christmas present, it should be memorable, number one. Obviously, it should have other factors like compliment factor, value for money, that sort of thing. But the most important thing is it should be memorable, something that you've given to yourself or to somebody you really love and care for. And it should be really etched in the memory by saying, okay, 2020 was a bad year, but I got a very good Christmas present. That's the idea. Okay, so I picked at random 12 fragrances that just appealed to me for this video subject. So let's start. I'm going to start with a fragrance straight away with a bang, a fragrance that I have no hesitation in recommending to somebody who has a little bit of cash. And this list is a mixed list, yeah? So there's designers, there are budget fragrances, and there are niche fragrances. So the first recommendation is when somebody has a little bit of cash and they want to smell something special and they want to wear it to any occasion. In fact, Rohit, you must know Rohit because he really helps me with a lot of decants. He's a really gem of a guy. He was once talking to me about a year ago, and he was going to a wedding. And we were both trying to decide which one should he wear. And after a lot of deliberation, it was a winter wedding. And I recommended that he wore this fragrance. And he came back and gave me the feedback that it was an amazing choice. The first fragrance on the list is an amazing choice. Cedrat Boise by Mancera. I have absolutely no hesitation in recommending this to anybody. If you haven't smelled this fragrance, please do. This is a take on Aventus, but only slightly. So this smells like a beautiful, fruity, juicy, woody fragrance, yeah? So pineapple, bergamot, and I think blackcurrant is there, can't remember. The woody notes are the ones that shine. It's creamy, beautiful sandalwood. It's an amazing fragrance. It truly is. It's a mood uplifter. People really appreciate you when you're in their company, and you get tons of compliments. It's a memorable fragrance. People will never forget this fragrance. Smells a little bit extra, but that's okay. When you get 125 ml, such a fantastic fragrance. It's so affable. So stylish and so affable. That's the word, That's why if you haven't smelled this and if you want to give this to yourself or somebody you really care for, Cedrat Boise is a top-notch choice. So that's the first one. That's starting with a bang. The other one is equal. So this fragrance, whenever I have trouble deciding what to wear, I go for this one. Why? Because it's so versatile. I can wear this in summer, just like Cedrat Boise. I can wear this in winter, to a meeting, to any other occasion I think of. It makes me smell absolutely clean, stylish, and very modern. It's a stunning fragrance, doesn't cost a lot of money. This is Dunhill Icon. Now, both these fragrances, when I reviewed them, I gave them 10 out of 10. There's a reason for that. It's affordability, wearability, versatility, and most importantly, the smell. It's so unique. It uses neroli and cardamom. Neroli is a soapy, fresh citrus family scent with cardamom. Cardamom gives this beautiful, vibrant, spicy, sort of a delicious vibe to it. So it's clean and delicious and smart. Extremely well made and doesn't cost a lot of money. So Dunhill Icon, number 2. Very memorable scent. Whoever smells you, my mates at least, my friends tell me that they always remember this scent, In my initial days, when I reviewed it, I was just gobsmacked how beautiful this fragrance is. Can't remember if I gave it a 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. I don't know. So that's a great option if you want to gift it to someone or to yourself. Next one is a Rasasi. Rasasi, what does it do? Value for money, and makes very fine fragrances. This one, again, a fragrance I recommend to the youngsters, without any hesitation, and to everybody else as well. But it fits the smart youngster, well-dressed, smart youngster. Rasasi Al Wissam Day. This is a take on Creed's Silver Mountain Water. Creed's Silver Mountain Water has an inky note. This doesn't. Sandalwood, rose, creamy bergamot and musk. So clean, vibrant and creamy. It's a very, very beautiful fragrance. You can wear this in winter as well. I have tried it, but it's mostly a summer fragrance. Or if you live in a warm country, it's a 12-month fragrance. It's so beautifully made. It just projects lovely. It lasts a long time. I've done a full review of all these three as far. I think all the fragrances, or almost all the fragrances in this list are reviewed. I'll tell you the ones that I haven't reviewed. So Al Wissam Day is again a very versatile fragrance, very beautifully made, very stylish, modern, attractive. Yeah. Next on my list is for a mature gentleman, 35 plus. Yeah. It's a leather fragrance, and it's based on an iconic fragrance. It's a fabulous masterpiece of a fragrance. If you smell this, especially if you're 35 plus, you will really appreciate how beautifully this fragrance has been made. It'll leave you speechless. It's that beautiful. It is Hermes Bel Ami Vetiver. This is a modern reincarnation of the classic Bel Ami. Leather, dry fruit-like vibes, and vetiver, grassy vetiver. This is very, very rustic, slightly harkens back to the olden days, but it's very modern as well. It's been modernized, right? This was released recently, so it's very modern yet very traditional kind of a fragrance. It has that chypre-like structure, beautiful fragrance. Once you smell it, you'll never forget it. So if you're looking for a fragrance, if you're 35 plus yourself, please gift this to yourself in 2020. If you're looking for a fragrance for your elder relative or your father, he will never forget you. Sorry, forgive. I hope that doesn't happen. He'll never forget you for having such a refined taste for him. Yeah, very refined fragrance, Bel Ami Vetiver. I've reviewed it, I've praised it many times in many of my videos. Talking about refinement, yeah, this fragrance is basically an English style, very refined cologne. It's called Cologne. It has a lot of strength in it. It'll last you for a full day. Yeah, it's based around rose, sandalwood and cedar. Sandalwood cologne. This was released in the year 2002 when it was our Queen's Golden Jubilee year, 50th year, on the throne. And this was released to coincide with that. So it has that regal, sophisticated, elegant, sort of slightly aloof smell, very English in style. Yeah, this is the only fragrance that I immediately think of English gentry when I smell this fragrance. Extremely well made. GOF Trumper, I'll put the names in the list. Try this. This fragrance, if you have never smelled it this Christmas, gift this to yourself. This is extremely elegant and refined and beautifully well made fragrance. Such a fantastic fragrance. Try this. Done a full review. You can check it out. It's one of my very early reviews. Yeah. Next on my list is another one which is slightly mature. So these two have been mature, right? Last two. This one is also slightly mature, but this fragrance is a Guerlain. It's been made to perfection. It's a very complex fragrance, multiple layers. It is Heritage EDP by Guerlain. Now you can try the EDT as well. I haven't tried the modern reincarnation of the EDT, but the classic is a masterpiece. This EDP is again sandalwood, patchouli, sort of balsamic, resinous, leathery, creamy, smoky fragrance, very complex. Yeah. So if you don't have too much experience with fragrances, sort of try and sample this. If you have experience, you will love this, because this is one of the greatest Guerlain fragrances ever created. Heritage is class apart. And if you have that kind of a style statement which puts you class apart, you stand and people look at you, Heritage is a fragrance that you should try. It's exemplary in its creative brilliance. I've done a full review. It's a very complex fragrance, but beautifully well made. Yeah, but it makes you stand apart. Yeah, you're not part of the crowd when you wear this. Next on my list is a fragrance which is a new love. Yeah. Now, recently I've been doing a lot of reviews of current fragrances. Now, this one is basically a fragrance which was released in the 90s. So when I tested it on my skin, I was okay. But it started growing on me because of its amazing elegance. It's one of the most elegant fragrances in my collection. It's just charismatic. It's beautiful. It is Pasha de Cartier Eau de Toilette. Now, whenever I say Eau de Toilette, people say, oh man, this is not going to last. It actually lasts. It projects like a beast. And the fragrance is same sort of elegance that you get from Green Irish Tweed or even Ventus to an extent. This fragrance has been defined and designed with the very classy gentleman in mind. Yeah, so it's basically a fougere. It has a very radiant, lemony sort of outer casing, if you like, and it has a base of very spongy, sort of sawdusty sandalwood. It's a very beautifully well-made fragrance, and when sandalwood is sort of put in front of you in such a graceful style, that's the word I was looking for. This is one of the most elegant and graceful fragrances. I'll do a full review soon. It's a stunning fragrance. Pasha de Cartier, 1990s. This is not a vintage. The current formulation. No problems with the performance. It smells absolutely stunning. Yeah, we'll do a full review soon. So Pasha de Cartier again is a mature scent. I would say 35 plus. I've done a review of parfum version of Pasha de Cartier, which is very suitable for the 20-year-olds, and I think that would be a very memorable gift for 20 to 25-year-olds, even 30-year-olds. And this one, 35 plus. So either ways, you're covered, whichever version you go for. Now, next on my list is a fragrance which is guaranteed to get you a compliment in every scenario, as long as it's warm. So this is very suitable for warm weather, and this is ageless. It's great for everybody. Just like Pasha de Cartier is timeless, this is ageless. Chanel, Allure, Homme Sport, Eau Extrême. It's a foot-long name, but I tell you, this fragrance, this is one of the most charismatic, unusual, and attractive fragrances. This thing is style statement, yeah, but it has to be warm. It's an aquatic, orangey, woody, sort of tonka bean based fragrance. One of a kind. There are very few fragrances that can copy what this does. It's a very sort of untraditional kind of a fragrance, but it'll get you a compliment. And when I did the review, and that review got many views, most of you guys came and told me that this fragrance is probably one of the most complimented fragrances in that collection. So if you're gifting this to yourself or to someone you know appreciates a compliment or two, Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extrême will be a fabulous choice. You know, it's very stylish as well. So next on my list is another fragrance which is niche quality. Just like the Pasha, this fragrance doesn't cost a lot of money, but it is absolute niche quality. It's been made to perfection, and it's very unique in smell. It is a Prada Ambre Puram Intense. Done a full review. This fragrance, when I was reviewing this fragrance, when I was prepping it, when I was wearing it again and again, I was gobsmacked by the complexity and the quality and the composition, sort of dexterity, for lack of a better word. You know, it just holds itself throughout the life cycle, never fizzles out. It's a beautiful fragrance. So this is a dark, charismatic, and soapy fragrance at the same time. And who doesn't like soapy fragrances? In any season, you know, there are many people who wear freshies in winter. Why? Because it's so acceptable. It's very easy to accept a soapy fragrance. You will not get caught out wearing a clean cut soapy fragrance. This is exactly that. But it's so beautifully made and so heavy and so resinous that it's very suitable for cold weather. I've tried it in hot weather. It was not okay. So this has got versatility issues, if you want to call it that way. Don't wear it in hot weather, but in cooler weather, the real McCoy. Yeah, you don't have to spend too much money, and it smells stunning. Next on my list is a fragrance which is an excellent mood enhancer. The moment you spray this, you feel jovial, happy, excited. It's such a beautiful fragrance. It's been created with such marvelous mastery. It's one of the most amazing fragrances in my collection. It's a niche. It's a Christian Dior. It's Ambre Nuit. This fragrance has got two of the most expensive components in perfumery. One is ambergris and the other one is rose. So this is all about, and there's nothing nuit about this fragrance. There's nothing dark or nightly. This is a glorious golden ambery rose with woody facets. Absolutely stunning. I haven't reviewed this yet. I will. And I think the last 3 fragrances I haven't reviewed yet. But I tell you what, if you want to smell special, or if you want to gift it to someone special, really, really special, and it's unisex, go for this. It's a very special fragrance. Let's not spoil the fun. I'll review it soon. But this is one of the most glamorous, radiant, beautiful, and sexy fragrances in this list. Absolutely amazing. Next on my list is equally sexy, but it is very expensive. But it's amazingly sexy. It is Nishane Hacivat. Now this one basically is a take on Ventus. It has that, I can smell it from here. I don't have to sniff it. It's a powerhouse fragrance. Pineapple, resinous, lemoniness, and oak moss, and woodiness. Amazing, amazing fragrance, you know. I thought it doesn't smell as good in winter. It actually is. A lot of you guys have been asking me to review Hacivat. I tell you what, I haven't reviewed it yet. Excuse me. But if you have a little bit of a cash on the hip, get this. This is a fragrance that is basically, you know, just kills everybody else. Absolutely stunning. Very sexy. Very modern. And very, very confident. Really confident. So, Hacivat and Nishane. Very special fragrance, yeah? Last on my list is a fragrance which is a knockout scent. 10 out of 10. Right from the word go. Excuse me. And it's a Frederic Malle. So it does cost a lot of money, but it's been made to perfection, right? It is French Lover by Frederic Malle. And this fragrance here, they say green fragrances are grandfather-like. This is a green fragrance, so it uses notes of galbanum, artemisia, but it also has a sort of a resinous, lemony side. It's very radiant, and it's very, very special. The moment you smell this fragrance, you think that you're smelling something extremely special. Oh, this fragrance is one of the most delightful, green, modern, and sexy fragrances in my collection. Absolutely stunning. Costs a bunch of money, but if you have a bit of cash, go for this. So, that brings me to the end of this list. I hope this is going to be helpful. As I said, I wanted to do a list which basically helps you prioritize your expense and not go through trial and error. So these are some of the options. See what you think. Take care. Bye-bye.